So you want the scouts to see you playing on the losing team and see a star on that, okay.
I'm going to get the scouts to notice me by shooting every chance I get. I mean, if I play with you, you'll be yelling at me to make the extra pass.
That's right, because I want to win.
Okay, that's all you think the scouts care about?
Yeah, the scouts care if you can win, bro.
Okay, then you really are stupid, bro. Let me give you some game, man.
Here we go. All right.
Scouts only care if you got the skills that translate to the next level. That's it. Point blank, end of story.
Well, you only prove that by winning.
No, you prove that by showing how you can help them win at the next level. All right, I'm cocky, but I'm not stupid, MP. All right, I'm not a high flyer. I'm not a rim protector. So if I want to lead this broke down town, I have to prove I can shoot.
That makes sense, bro. Because you're small.
Man, you ain't got to be Wimby to shoot out the gym. But since you care so much, I'm going to give you that L you've been asking for.
Yeah,
right?
I bet.
All
Let's
right,
do it.
Bet.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our presentation of Illinois Club League Basketball. I'm Joe Lamy, joined by Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo. Some of the future stars of the region look to hone in their skills as we have the Wolfpack hosting the Dynasty.
And to call this a rivalry might be underselling it. This is more of a feud than anything. These clubs really dislike each other.
And the Wolfpack would love to play spoiler in this one, looking to put an end to the Dynasty's 11-game win streak.
Yeah, Joe, and both of these teams have plenty of talent to get it done tonight. The Wolfpack are only 7-4 on the season, but this roster can play with the best of them and can pull out a win against just about anyone.
And how excited are you for this one? This is about as intense a game gets at the club level. These teams genuinely dislike each other. Using his unpredictability to his own advantage, a tough cover for any defense.
Now Wells.
And I like the call. I thought the D was still moving.
The Dynasty trailing. And Drake, you talk about the rivalry between the Wolfpack and Dynasty. They've both had their moments.
They certainly have, and I would expect a very physical game here tonight. That's the bare minimum when these teams play.
He fired with confidence from deep. Just couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, but you love that shooter's attitude. Shoot it when you can.
Dynasty foul. Second.
Dynasty making a switch here.
Third team foul. Substitution for the Dynasty. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
And it's the Dynasty with the ball. It's a one-point game. And in club play this season, the Wolfpack enter tonight at 7-4, while the Dynasty are a perfect 11-0.
And I'd say we could throw out the record books, Joe. Whoosh! I threw mine right across the table. Sorry, Drake. Because of the history of these regional rivals is so complex. Both teams thrive on denying the other the chance to win in big games like this one.
Well, halftime not too far away, and MP and Wells have both had their moments.
And the talent gap between these two doesn't look that big, if there's even a gap at all.
And a nice burst of speed from Luan up the court. Every year he keeps getting a little faster.
Line for the Dynasty.
And he makes the first.
Taking 2 shots.
Both fall at the line that time. Wells with it. High post try. That shot missing. And now the Dynasty with it.
You look at this Wolfpack roster, a lot of players who will play college ball, but Patrick Wells could be the barometer.
And they are ecstatic to have him with the team. Add some much-needed shooting. They're hoping he can change the fate of their season. Now Wells fires in the triple.
We know Patrick Wells loves to shoot the ball, and he should because, look, he's good at it.
There's the triple. Nails the three-pointer.
Each team showing just how dangerous they are from deep.
So it's basically, if you make one on me, I'm coming for revenge with one of my own.
And the Wolfpack, another three.
Oh, wow. Wells relishing at the chance to get some revenge from beyond the arc.
Another three for the Dynasty.
Their shooting percentage just keeps improving here in the second half.
Well, they've done a great job sharing the ball. Good teamwork typically does result in high percentage shots. Well, the big name in the showcase has to be MP. He's a 5-star recruit and has a clear path to the NBA with his skill set and athleticism.
And scouts want to see him take over the game. They want to see him be athletic. They want to see his instinct and moves on the floor. Because sometimes he can defer it a bit too much.
From past the arc, it's in, and he's a very efficient 5 of 6 to start the game.
You have to love his efficiency from range in this one.
Valuing each and every possession, taking only the shots he feels he can make.
Now here's Stoffer. He's got 9. Rejected by Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher really helps out his team defensively. He's got the size, and so they kind of expect him to do it. But that doesn't mean it's not impressive when he does.
Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Pass to James from 17 feet out, and the jumper's good.
And we're here in the gym of the Plainview Panthers. It's a familiar floor to some players in our game today because they go to high school here.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I mean, home court advantage is everything in a contentious game like this. A little extra bit of comfort might make a difference. You can't count anything out in such a heated affair. They came out of the break with a clear philosophy. Shoot the three early and often.
And the entire team has bought into it. They're loving the bombs away mentality.
And Patrick Wells outside. And it's Fisher with the rebound. Right wing. This one for 3. Another 3 for the Dynasty. And you love how MP has been able to put up the points with all the scouts watching. Now a timeout called by the Wolfpack. So it's both teams making a change here.
Ricky Davidson, Jason Jr., Eric Dillard. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
And some fantastic passing for them in this one.
The ball is flying around. They look like a disciplined, well-coached team out there.
Well, you think about what sets MP apart on this Dynasty team. His athleticism you rarely see at the club level.
He's been stunning, Joe. When he's driven, he's physically capable of explosive feats. Speaking of, I'm setting my phone up right here because I think we've got a great angle for some viral content.
Now here's Cordova. Pass to Carter. And once again off the mark by the Wolfpack. Down low. Kept alive. Puts up a 3. And the Dynasty another 3. It's very easy to see why MP is so high on the scouts list with how he's scoring tonight. Timmerman. To stop the run. Foul called that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
First team foul.
It's going to go on Michael Luan.
At the line for the Wolfpack, Zach Timmerman. Taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
You know, it's good to see Timmerman back on the floor after missing some time with the back injury. They missed his stretch 4 contributions.
Dynasty making a switch here. And he makes both free throws. Here's the Dynasty. Cordova covering. And a miss there on the triple. Back to Carter. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Fresh is clean. And on the bench for the Wolfpack, Coach Barry Bay. He's been with the program several years now and is trying to continue the success they've had this past decade.
Yeah, and standing directly in his path once again is the Dynasty. But with new leadership on the court from Patrick Wells, Coach is hopeful that the tide is about to turn for the Pack.
You compare how this game has gone between MP and Wells, and so far it's been all MP.
MP has left no doubt that he's ready for the next level. He's a man amongst boys right now, and the NBA is going to be in his future.
Jacks up a 3. And Joey Johnson pulls it down. They have a very long way to go to even get in sight of that lead.
And from what we've seen from this squad today, I wouldn't hold your breath.
Zach Timmerman on the wing. Cordova guarded by Cobb. Cordova up top. Back to Johnson. Cordova puts up a 3. That shot off.
When I talked to Wolfpack shooting guard Deshaun Carter pregame, he had a tablet with some personal scouting notes, animated plays, and video highlights.
Yeah, Danny, I was looking at his tablet, and he even had a My NBA franchise with creative players to represent each team. That level of dedicated planning makes him a database of information on these teams.
Third personal foul. Substitution for the Dynasty. Dave Zadirko. Eric Fisher. Michael Luan.
Time called as the Wolfpack decided to talk things over.
Substitution for the Wolfpack. Timeout. Substitution for the Wolfpack. Drew Roberts. Tariq James. Zach Timmerman. Michael Stock.
Robinson. Outside, Timmerman. Shot clock at 6. Wells. That's in for his 5th make of the night. Now shooting at a 50% clip, starting 5 for 10. And for Zach Timmerman of the Wolfpack, he moved here from Iowa not too long ago.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of him, and I know the Wolfpack would have liked to see more of him. Unfortunately, he's been plagued by back problems, which can't be fun. You wonder how long he'll be able to keep playing for.
Now here's James. And here's Zach Timmerman outside. It's Michael Luan with the rebound. Beyond the arc. Another 3 for the Dynasty.
He has shot the ball extremely well. As you'd expect, like we say, he's been making this music all game long.
High post, Patrick Wells. Can't hit it from 12 feet.
The D might have gotten a little lucky. Most of the time, those go down.
2 minutes.
Off the mark there with the 3. And the leader of this Wolfpack team, without a doubt, is Patrick Wells, a 3-star recruit who has a chance to play at the next level.
And he's not the biggest or most athletic player on the floor, but when he warms up, I mean, look out. The kid can straight up shoot the ball. If he can bulk up and add some strength, he could be a factor in college.
Nails it from 3. And what a game for MP. He is showing out with a 30-point evening. Outside James. Passes to Wells. Let's go with the 3. Another miss by Wells. Here's the Dynasty. 19-point lead, which is the biggest of the game. And that one's out of bounds. The Dynasty will retain possession.
Substitution for the Dynasty. Ricky Davidson. Jason Jr. Eric Dillard. Danny Cobb. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
For 3. Cranes the triple.
And for Eric Dillard, he's a standout at the high school level in the area, but most scouts have him as a middling recruit.
He can just disappear from games too often, though. Great shot, but too many easy mistakes that he has yet to fix. So both teams making some changes here.
Jonathan Lack. Substitution for the Wolfpack.
Pass over to Robinson. To the inside. Wells, no good. And it's the Dynasty with the ball. Guarded by Wells. Another three for the Dynasty.
And this little run pretty much puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, these last few scores have helped shut the door. Great job to close out the game.
Pass to James. Stauffer. They can't stop the run with that one.
We know that's a shot that he can hit. It's frustrating that you can't cash it in because you were so wide open.
Launches a three. And it's Timmerman with the board. And the Wolfpack have possession. Wells outside.
The good news is they've already got...
That will do it. Put it in the books. The Dynasty continue their amazing start to the season and now stand at 12-0. Great win for them here.
A real gem. You can see why the Dynasty have been the team to beat. Great execution for them when it mattered most.
Well, you know the Wolfpack would give everything they had. You could feel the intense tone of this rivalry match early on.
Yeah, we've seen this before. Ultimately, talent just wins out. The Dynasty has a great group of players to build on, and they might have been tested here a bit, but they proved to be the better team.
For Danny Hogger and Drake Hugo, this is Joe Lamy saying thanks for being with us.
Everybody stand up if you ever had your back against the wall and had to fight back. It's your anthem. My view from the top of the moon. I can see the whole world sitting in my hand, amazing the rules. We finna break the rules, and we gon' make them too. I can't fall asleep, I gotta stand tall, that's what a leader do. Follow me, I'm leading you. Hey, we finna turn up, crank up the heat in here, they finna burn up. Told them I'm coming, I'm here. Tell them they time up. I said it once, I'ma say it again. This will be my year. I ain't gon' show no fear. I know that I'm built to equip for what God want me to do. I'm number one, not the two. It don't know